Mike Evans is heading to the San Francisco 49ers. We knew they needed wide receiver help, and they have been active in every single wide receiver market this offseason. Bryce, talk to me about this move. From a football standpoint, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, no, 100%. You enter free agency without Juwan Jennings. Brandon Ayuk's a lost cause. Ricky Pearsall on and off the field. You need a guy, and you pretty much got arguably the best guy available. I get he's on the older side, but Mike Evans, when he can play, he's that dude. And I kind of find it funny how injury-prone receiver goes to probably the most injury-prone team in the NFL.
They better take away that electrical field.
Yeah, literally. But you can't deny how good this guy is when he is healthy, and they needed a playmaker, and that's what they got.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Evans is a playmaker. I know he lost his 1,000-yard streak. He had injuries last year. He's getting up there in age. But, I mean, they clearly think he's got a lot of football ahead of him. 3-year contract, $60 million. The average per year is a little bit lower than I expected. There were some rumors circulating today that he might reach that $27 million mark. I would have been surprised if he got there. But I think overall, this is a contract that, is great for Evans. He gets that 3-year contract, and San Francisco gets him at least towards, I wouldn't say he's near his peak at all at this point. He's still an above average, really good receiver, dominant in the red zone. And if he's healthy this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he's right around that 1,000-yard mark again, heading into this season. Now in San Francisco, you got Evans, you got Purdy, you got George Kittle, you got McCaffrey, you got Ricky Pearsall as their core group of weapons. We'll see what they wind up doing with Trent Williams there. But Bryce, I mean, it's about as good as it gets on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we could keep hitting on how he's on the older side, but this guy's still playing at an elite level, and he's a Juwan Jennings, a better version. He's a Brandon Ayuk, a better version. He's pretty much just an upgrade of what they used to have while keeping the same core. Hopefully they can get Trent Williams back, but you still got CMC, you still got Kittle. Pearsall, like we hit on earlier. I mean, when this guy's on the field, he's a beast. He'd be a legit wide receiver too. I think this was arguably my favorite move of the day. The age definitely is like a little plays a factor into it with the injuries, but when this guy is on the field, you cannot take away of what he can do. And I think this is the guy they needed badly.
Yeah, they did need him badly. They had a ton of turnover in this receiver room. Obviously, Brandon Ayuk didn't pan out well when they extended him, and basically that money is going to get all voided because of Ayuk just not being the brightest. But he is going to fill in that basically cap slot that Brandon Ayuk had. They're actually going to save a couple $1 million by having Evans instead of Ayuk, which is interesting. I absolutely love the pairing, and I think Ricky Pearsall is a different type of receiver compared to Evans, and I think both can be successful. We saw Jennings, which the writing's on the wall for him in San Francisco at this point, but Jennings have success and Pearsall have success in the same type of weeks. I think this helps. I don't think it helps them adding another guy that has some injury concerns, especially at the receiver position. I do think they need to draft some depth there, but in terms of a pure talent standpoint, this is about as good as you can get on the offensive side of the ball. We'll see if these players are still playing at their peaks, but they have a lot of all-pro caliber type talents on this offense still, and that's why they're the San Francisco 49ers. I'd love to see them make some more moves on the defensive side of the ball to add that unit as well, but clearly the 49ers understand what they needed at wide receiver, and I wouldn't expect them to be done there. So, Bryce, from a fantasy football standpoint, where does Mike Evans' outlook look in 2026, and, is this a killer for Ricky Pearsall?
I definitely don't think it's a killer for Ricky Pearsall. I think it opens up more for him than anything. It's just like Juwan Jennings on the other side, and that guy was balling with him there too. For Mike, I won't jump all over him, but it's definitely a guy I will look at the right price. I mean, you kind of have to factor in. I mean, Pickens was going 5th round last year. You're looking at him probably going in the 6th or 7th round. If you can get him as a low end wide receiver 2 or a flex play I would absolutely love. But a low end wide receiver 2 flex play in the 7th, 8th round, I think that'd be a great value. I mean, Diggs was going in the 8th round last year as the Patriots wide receiver 1. So if you're looking at a similar price as Diggs last year, maybe a little bit more, I can get around on that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting where he's going to be priced. If he's right around that 5th round range, there's absolutely no chance I pull that trigger with his injuries and, his age concerns at that point. But I do think he's an intriguing flex option because I still think he can have those spike weeks of 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, dominate in the red zone. And I feel like he's going to be a little bit more volatile than he was in Tampa Bay. I think San Francisco is going to spread the wealth around to different pass catchers. We know CMC is going to have a massive role in this offense as well. So I'm not convinced that, Mike Evans is going to go command 140 targets. I think a 70 reception season with 900 yards would be great for Evans in this offense and would really help them out overall. And as far as Pearsall goes, I mean, it just doesn't matter if he's healthy or not. I still think, like I said, they can support multiple pass catchers in this offense. Kittle is not going to be healthy to open the season with his Achilles injury. So I think Pearsall is still worth keeping on your draft radars as the training camp and preseason develop, because he does have a lot of upside when he does stay healthy. Ultimately, though, guys, Mike Evans heading to the 49ers, really weird to say. Drop a comment down below what your thoughts are on the move. Hit that subscribe button for more Blitz Sports Media content. Me and Bryce will catch you all next time.